Hi everyone, hi Emma.
Hi Emmanuel.
Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for all the amazing feedback after our very first episode of The Core Cut, our monthly roundup all about fabric, sewing and sustainable textiles. We're so grateful that you took the time to share what you'd like us to talk about, and we've definitely taken some notes. One topic that came up a lot was fabric care, so we're excited to announce that in this episode we've added a whole section dedicated to it.
Yay!
and of course, we'll talk all about the fabrics we're loving this month, inspiring makes that we've seen on Instagram, and a few news from the textile industries.
So let's jump into this episode. The first fabric we're loving this month is our Band of Roses print. As you can see, this is the fabric that me and Emmanuel are wearing today.
We're loving it.
We're very much loving it, and it's a beautiful cotton lawn from our favorite French mill.
And it's a panel print.
Yes.
Yes. So what's interesting about this fabric is that there's a lot of different parts to it that you can work around, place it in your makes, whether it's a shirt, a skirt, even pajamas. I think Amy made the Kaetlyn pajamas with this, and she placed some of the parts like around the knees and at the cuff, so it looks really beautiful too. Yeah, it's a fun fabric to work with.
Yes.
And it's a cotton lawn, so it's...
Yeah, nice and light and fun for the summer. Also, I'm sneaking this in. What animal do you think this is? I like to call them lorses because they remind me of Dala horses, so I call them, they're like a mix of a leopard and a horse to me. Links to the patterns we're wearing in the description box.
There's one special fabric we're really excited to highlight today. It's a 12-ounce Eco Cotton non-stretch denim in a mid-blue color. It's super soft and it has a medium drape, and it has really a perfect balance of substantial weight without feeling stiff. It's ideal for jeans, jackets, skirts, all sorts of workwear. But what makes this fabric extra special to us is that it's our very first 5-leaf fabric.
Which makes it our 5-leaf unicorn.
And if you're not familiar with our website, at Core Fabrics, we've developed our own sustainability index, which is our sort of internal system to score fabrics based on their environmental impact throughout their entire life cycle. So from how the fiber is grown, processed, weaved, dyed, transported, and even how it affects the environment when we wear it, when we wash it, and also at the end of its life. So a fabric can earn up to 5 leaves, and 1 leaf for each phase of its cycle. So this denim is the first fabric to earn all 5 leaves. Cannot wait to make something with this one. What would you make?
I mean, an easy one to say is the Chloe jean, but I also would make a maybe like last year's jacket, sandstone.
Oh, sandstone, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all know I have a new sports obsession. I was like, oh, maybe I would make a little F1 jacket and like bedazzle it or something.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah. Next up is this beautiful slight stretch fleece that we've recently stocked in the shop. It has a beautifully soft fleecy side.
Super cozy,
super
soft.
Yeah. And it comes, oh, and the exciting thing about it is that it's tubular.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a little blanket sock and you didn't want to sew it, you can also do that.
That's awesome. This particular fabric was produced in Montreal. So it's locally produced. Made
in Canada. And I think this would make such a beautiful cardigan, like the Christy Cardigan by Just Patterns.
Oh yeah, that would be so cozy. And then we have the matching ribbing, same color, but like for nice cuffs and neckline. And the last fabric that we want to highlight today is a beautiful Tencel Lyocell Twill. It's a Deadstock. It's from indie designer Jen Glasgow, and we recently launched a collection of Deadstock fabrics from Jen Glasgow, but this one really caught my eye. The color is like really striking.
It's one of your favorite colors.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pull it off really, but I love that bright reds. Like it almost has some orange, I don't know, light to it. And it's super soft. It has a subtle twill weave, perfect for pleated, relaxed trousers, blouses.
How fun would these be as a bottom for your band of roses top?
Oh yeah, it actually brings the roses, eh?
Yeah, it really puts emphasis on the roses.
Yeah, love that.
Speaking of Tencel Lyocell, this brings up the newest category to the core cut, fabric care tips. Today we're going to be talking about Tencel Lyocell.
Tencel Lyocell is a type of rayon that comes from wood pulp, and it's produced by the Australian textile company Lenzing. Tencel is just the brand name for the Lyocell fiber by Lenzing, but there are many types of Lyocell fibers. We just love Tencel because the Tencel brand comes with a guarantee in terms of sustainability. So we know that the wood pulp comes from sustainably managed forest. We know that the production takes place in a closed loop system where water and chemicals are being reused. And Tencel has gained a lot of popularity recently because it's soft, it's breathable, it's also durable, and it will maintain a beautiful drape. So that's a really nice fabric to wear. Personally, I love sewing with Tencel, and I especially love wearing it. What about you, Emma?
I might not necessarily love sewing with it, but I love the finished garment in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, because it can be tricky sometimes to sew with it. Like you have to have the right needle, like sharp.
Sometimes the right foot, or even you can put a little bit of tissue paper. So one note about taking care of your Tencel garments is keeping it cool. So wash at low temperature, no higher than 30 degrees Celsius, and use an eco-friendly detergent, for delicates.
And don't forget to turn your clothes inside out for extra protection. I remember a few years ago, I bought a gorgeous Tencel jumpsuit and I wore it often, but after like maybe 5 wash, I started noticing some pilling and some seams that were like weakening. But it turns out I was just putting in the dryer, which is a big no for Tencel Lyocell. Now I just skip the tumble dryer and I gently press the excess water, hang dried my Tencel garment. I find that Tencel tends to hold a lot of water, and when it comes out of the wash, it can feel a little bit stiff, but it will regain that soft hand when it's completely dry.
And you can, to not wring it, you can just lay it flat inside a towel and then roll up the towel, and it'll help absorb that excess water.
It's even more gentle.
Yeah.
And another tip is to avoid using fabric softener because they can affect Tencel's natural properties. So yeah, if you want to keep your Tencel garments soft, try steaming them.
Use your iron on the warm setting, and you can hover over it with a little bit of steam, or gently press it to get rid of any wrinkles. I also wanted to add that vinegar is a very good natural softener.
That's true. You always recommend vinegar.
I always do, because it helps set in the color and it's a nice natural softener.
That's a great tip.
So that brings us to the end of our newest category, which was fabric care.
Now let's talk about inspiring makes that we've seen on Instagram this month.
Yes. So first up was this beautiful coat made by Kaetlyn in our Italian Melton wool in the navy color. I just love how long and flowy the coat is. It would be perfect for Montreal spring.
Next make is Jennah, who made the granite pin by road trip patterns in our stretch cotton twill. These pins look amazing. I love the contrasting top stitching. I find it really inspiring to see people making their own clothing for outdoor adventures.
Yeah, it's very, I want to say it's very technical, but I don't actually know.
I don't actually know either. I'm not super outdoorsy.
Same.
But I'll be totally up for sewing these pants.
My most outdoorsy adventure is knitting when I'm walking outside. Lastly, Pauline made the coat trousers by Daughter Judy Patterns in our midway cotton canvas in the black color.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yes. And
it's becoming a classic,
yes.
That pattern.
And the more I see it, the more I'm like, oh, Emma, you still haven't made the coat trousers you've been planning to make. I've had, because I got, remember the Japanese salvage denim.
Yeah, the very stiff one.
Yes,
like,
the green one, like they're stiff but almost papery too. Yeah, the denim is staring at me, begging to be jeans.
This is like your reminder. You have to get to it. Yeah, because that denim is like perfect for those pants. They would just hold the structure so perfectly.
Yeah, it's just like that slight little barrel leg that's very in right now. And the pattern we're both actually looking at this month is the Marlo pattern. So this is a pattern by Trubias, and this month or last month she introduced a kids version, which was very exciting because I sometimes like making things for my niece. Yeah, so I have a red one out of our strawberry organic cotton fleece, and I still have a little bit left over, so I could definitely make a matching one for my niece.
Next, let's dream a little looking at what's happening in the world of sustainable textiles. Gozen has just launched its super cool LUNAFORM range, a brand new type of biomaterial made from nanocellulose, created through a process of controlled fermentation.
Ooh.
No, so it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
What's awesome is that the material is grown in just 7 days, and it's 100% bio-based in its wet state. So it's super eco-friendly. It's got a fabric-like feel, but it's stronger, and it can be shaped in ways that traditional materials just can't. So I really can't picture what's happening there. But the new LUNAFORM range has 3 distinct collections. One called Origins, which shows the actual traces left by the microorganism during its creation.
Wow. Like, how cool is that?
Transparent, which is the first ever commercial translucent nanocellulose material. And Indigo, which blends the qualities of leather, denim into something entirely new. So LUNAFORM is really unique because it has memory. The fabric actually can shape itself to fit the body and the movement, and designers can work with it without needing to cut or stitch.
Oh, wow. What is this magical fabric?
I know. It's like, where can we order it? Right? It's like really changing the way we think about fashion and materials.
Yeah.
And that's it for sustainable news for this week. I thought I would just talk about this one because I'm like so excited about this.
I'm very happy you decided to talk about it. Sometimes I go into these not fully reading the storyboarding, so I like to be surprised by the news sometimes.
Yeah, to get like a natural reaction from you is great. And that's it. That's all for the second episode of
The Core Cut.
Our monthly roundup of all things sewing and sustainable textile. We hope that you enjoy this kind of content. As usual, if you have any suggestions, things that you'd like us to talk about,
leave them in the comments below.
And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it.
Subscribe to the channel.
Yes, and until next time,
happy sewing!